In today's video, we're going to be going over the differences between the AX-50 and the HDR sniper rifle. That way you guys can make a better decision for what you should be using in Warzone. And we're starting right now. So first things first, let's talk about damage. Now with both rifles, they do just about the same damage. There's really no variation. So if you hit a headshot at any range with any attachments, it doesn't matter what you're doing, it's an immediate kill. If you hit a headshot, it's a kill. Next up with upper torso, if you hit them with one shot, you can kill them if they don't have any armor. Now once they start to have more plates, that's when it becomes a two-shot kill. If they've got one or two plates, it's 2 shots to kill for both rifles. Now if they've got full armor, it's going to be 3 shots to kill. And then it's basically going to be the exact same thing with the lower torso. Again, 1 shot to kill if they don't have armor, 2 if they've got 1 to 2 plates, and 3 if they've got full armor. And then if you're hitting your shots in the limbs, let's say someone's arm or somebody's leg, you're going to be needing at least 2 shots to kill even if they don't have armor. And if they have 3 plates, it's going to be 3 shots to kill. Now looking at the ADS speed variations of both guns, they're actually not that far apart in the base ADS speed, where you have your AX-50 at 596 milliseconds ADS time. You have the HDR at 604 milliseconds ADS time. So they're really not that far apart. You're talking about 8 milliseconds. It's not going to make or break a game, especially if you're using a sniper as a sniper. And so here we have the idle sway of the HDR. You can see that the reticle never really leaves this little orange circle here that I'm looking at. Okay, so you can see that it is kind of the same situation with the AX-50. It never really leaves this orange circle here. However, one thing to note, look at the difference in zoom between the two scopes. The HDR doesn't zoom in near as much as the AX-50 does. I believe the AX-50 has like a 10 times optical zoom. I don't remember the exact value of the HDR, but I do know that it's less than 10 times optical zoom. And here we're going to take a look at the difference in fire rates between the two. Now I could just go ahead and give you the number, but there's no fun in that. So let's just shoot the gun. And I am clicking my trigger as quickly as I possibly can to fire this at its maximum rate. And there we go. We're all spent for the HDR, so we're swapping over to the AX-50 now. And let's go ahead and try this. Now you can already see that the AX-50 is way faster than the HDR in terms of fire rate. So just another thing to take into consideration whenever you're picking between your two weapons. Now I did go ahead and test out the bullet drop for both weapons, but what I didn't realize when I did that is I forgot to strip the weapons down to just bare bones, you know, just the 2 weapons. No monolithic suppressor, no long barrel. None of that stuff. So I completely forgot to do that, but I figured since I've already done it, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys. You can see, obviously, the HDR has got a lot less bullet drop than the AX-50 does. So I've actually fired each one of these bullets at the 100 meter mark, the 150 meter mark, 200, 250, and 300. And the winner of this category is just blatantly obvious. It's the HDR. It has next to no bullet drop unless you're pretty far away. So you almost don't have to compensate for these bullets. Now you do have to compensate for just a little bit of time for the bullet travel. Whereas with the AX-50, you are going to be compensating for bullet drop and you are going to be compensating for a bullet velocity. I find it just a little bit easier for whatever reason to compensate a little bit for the bullets than I do to just shoot a target. I know that this is not the case for most people, but that's where, for me personally, the AX-50 will win every time. Me personally, I love the HDR. I think the HDR is a great weapon, but I prefer the AX-50. But I do know that I am not most people, and most people are going to lean toward an HDR setup. So the definite winner for Warzone is going to be the HDR. But everything is completely the opposite when you jump over to multiplayer. So if you're playing just a regular multiplayer match, it is hands down way easier to be using an AX-50 with the ADS speed attachments. It was way easier for me to get gold for my AX-50 than it was the HDR. So each of these two weapons, they dominate one category or the other. The HDR, I think, dominates Warzone. But the AX-50 obviously dominates multiplayer. See, but the thing is at the end of the day, it's going to be your preference, not mine. Not anything that anyone else tells you. All I can do is I can give you the stats and then you guys can make your decisions based on that. But you guys can definitely bet that I will see you in the Warzone with the AX-50. Oh, it threw Huey off the edge. Rip Huey. There's another one coming! No! You bastards! Come save me!
Splash damage, bro.
There goes Midget. Oh my god.